Great leaders share a surprising trait. They don't have all the answers. What sets them apart is their mastery of asking powerful questions, the kind that unlock potential in everyone around them. This shift in approach leads to remarkable results. Teams grow more engaged, innovation takes root, and people uncover strengths they never realized they had. By asking the right questions at the right time, leaders stop being the bottleneck of their organizations and instead become catalysts for growth. Today, you'll explore how the practice of asking great questions can transform leadership. You'll see how it builds self-awareness, inspires others around a shared vision, sparks creative breakthroughs, and develops future leaders who carry your impact forward long after you've stepped aside. Most people think that leadership means having all the answers. When you get promoted or take charge of a team, there's an internal pressure to appear perfectly knowledgeable and confident. You feel responsible to solve problems quickly and provide direction without any hesitation. This traditional view of leadership, centered on authority and expertise, has dominated leadership for generations. But this approach can create big problems. When you focus on always having answers, you stop learning. Your growth stagnates because you spend energy defending your position instead of exploring new possibilities. Team members also become passive, waiting for you to tell them what to do instead of contributing their own insights and creativity. The organization becomes dependent on your knowledge alone, creating a dangerous bottleneck that limits innovation. Great leaders understand a different truth. They recognize that questions are far more powerful than answers. When you ask thoughtful questions, you accomplish several things simultaneously. First, you demonstrate genuine curiosity about others and their perspectives. You also create space for new ideas to emerge and help people think more deeply about challenges and opportunities. Most importantly, you build the problem-solving capacity of your entire team. This shift can represent a fundamental change in how you view your own role as a leader as well. Instead of being the person who knows everything, you become the person who helps others discover what they know. Instead of providing solutions, you guide people toward finding their own breakthrough insights. This approach builds stronger, more capable teams while reducing the pressure on you to be perfect. Making this transition, however, requires a fair bit of practice. It means resisting the urge to jump in with quick fixes when problems arise. It means learning to pause and ask, what question could help my team think this through more effectively? And it means becoming comfortable with moments of uncertainty, trusting that the best solutions often emerge from collaborative exploration, not individual brilliance. You can start small. The next time you find yourself about to give an immediate answer, pause, and instead ask a question that helps the other person think through the challenge themselves. You might try asking what they think the real issue is, what options they see available, or what would need to happen for this problem to be resolved. You could explore what success looks like from their perspective, or what resources they think would be most helpful. Notice how this immediately shifts the dynamic and the quality of the solution that emerges. This simple change in approach can transform not just your leadership effectiveness, but the entire culture of your organization. Self-awareness is the foundation of great leadership, yet it's one of the hardest qualities for leaders to cultivate. You can't guide others effectively if you don't first understand your own strengths, weaknesses, motivations, and blind spots. Traditional approaches to building self-awareness often rely on personality tests or feedback from others, but these methods only scratch the surface. The most powerful tool for developing self-awareness is not an assessment or evaluation, it's the practice of asking yourself the right questions on a regular basis. When you learn to question your own assumptions, reactions, and decisions, you begin to see patterns that were previously invisible. You start to understand why you respond to certain situations in specific ways and how your behavior affects those around you. Self-directed questioning creates powerful benefits for your growth as a leader. First, it helps you spot emotional triggers before they derail important conversations or decisions. By knowing what situations spark stress or frustration, you can prepare calmer, more constructive responses. Second, regular self-questioning uncovers unconscious biases and preferences, enabling you to make decisions that are fairer and more balanced. Finally, it helps you recognize when ego, rather than sound judgment, is steering your choices. This practice also strengthens your ability to learn from both successes and failures. Instead of rushing ahead after finishing a project or recovering from a setback, reflection allows you to extract lessons that improve future performance. Over time, this habit becomes a true competitive advantage, precisely because so many leaders skip this critical step in their development. Building a habit of self-questioning requires discipline and honesty. You must be willing to examine your motivations without making excuses or shifting blame to others. The goal is not to judge yourself harshly, but to understand yourself more completely. This understanding then becomes the foundation for more intentional and effective leadership choices. Start by setting aside 5 minutes each day for personal reflection. Ask yourself what went well in your recent interactions and what could have gone better. Consider why you made certain decisions and whether those reasons align with your values and goals. Explore what emotions you experienced during challenging moments and how those feelings influenced your behavior. You might also examine what assumptions you made about other people or situations and whether those assumptions proved accurate. Consider what you learned about yourself through recent experiences, both positive and difficult ones. These simple questions, asked consistently, will gradually build a deeper understanding of who you are as a leader and how you can become more effective in your role. Leading others effectively requires more than just self-understanding. It also demands a clear vision for your team and organization. A leader's role is not only to set goals, but also to illuminate the path forward. Without this sense of direction, even the most well-intentioned efforts can become scattered and ineffective. Vision acts as the North Star, aligning actions, guiding decisions, and anchoring conversations, so that everyone moves with purpose toward a shared destination. Building this vision begins with asking yourself some fundamental questions about purpose and direction. You might explore what legacy you want to leave, what impact you hope to create, or what success looks like 3 years from now. Consider what problems you want to solve and what opportunities excite you most. These vision-building questions help you move from managing day-to-day tasks to leading toward meaningful goals. Once you have clarity on your vision, the real leadership challenge begins. You must connect with people in ways that inspire them to join you on this journey. This connection can't be forced through authority or mandates. It happens through genuine relationships built on trust, understanding, and shared purpose. Questions are your most powerful tool for creating these connections. When you ask people about their own goals, dreams, and concerns, you demonstrate that you value them as individuals, not just employees. Answers reveal what motivates each person on your team, so you can understand how your vision aligns with their personal aspirations. The quality of your questions directly impacts the depth of these relationships. Surface-level questions produce surface-level connections. But when you ask people about their biggest challenges, their proudest accomplishments, or what energizes them most at work, you begin to understand what really matters to them. This understanding allows you to communicate your vision in ways that resonate with their personal values and goals. In moments of conflict, questions can also serve as bridges. Instead of assuming why someone disagrees or struggles, explore their concerns and what might help them move forward with confidence. Often, these conversations uncover hidden issues that would otherwise remain unresolved, while building greater trust along the way. To put this into practice, start by incorporating more connecting questions into your daily interactions. Ask team members what part of their work brings them the most satisfaction, or what obstacles are preventing them from doing their best work. Explore what they hope to learn or accomplish in the coming months, and how your shared goals might support their individual growth. You might also ask what feedback they have about team dynamics or processes, and what ideas they have for improving collaboration. These questions show that you value their perspective and are genuinely interested in their success. Over time, This consistent curiosity builds the trust and engagement that transforms ordinary teams into high-performing groups, united around a common vision. There isn't some mysterious process by which innovation magically appears. It is the natural result of asking the right questions at the right time. Most organizations struggle with innovation because they focus on finding quick solutions instead of exploring deeper possibilities. They jump to answers before fully understanding the problems they're trying to solve. Great leaders understand that breakthrough thinking emerges when you challenge existing assumptions and explore new perspectives. Instead of accepting the way things have always been done, they question why current methods exist and whether better approaches are possible. This curiosity opens doors to creative solutions that others miss. Questions create the mental space necessary for innovative thinking. When you ask your team to consider alternative approaches or unexpected connections, you shift their minds away from routine responses. People begin to see familiar challenges from fresh angles and discover possibilities they had not considered before. This process transforms problems from roadblocks into opportunities for creative breakthroughs. The timing of your questions also matters significantly. During brainstorming sessions, questions should encourage wild ideas and unconventional thinking. You might ask what would be possible if the budget were unlimited, or how someone from a completely different industry might approach this challenge. These expansive questions help people break free from limiting beliefs about what is achievable. But innovation doesn't stop with idea generation. It also requires focus and refinement. Once multiple possibilities are on the table, the right questions can move the discussion from brainstorming to action. Open-ended prompts such as which concepts hold the greatest potential, what resources would we need, how could we test this quickly and affordably, help separate promising ideas from distractions. This evaluation stage ensures creative energy becomes practical results. It also drives deeper exploration. Instead of asking only how to fix a symptom, you might ask, why does this problem exist in the first place? What systems or patterns created it? Such inquiry often reveals root causes, leading to systemic changes that not only solve the current issue but also prevent future ones, while opening new opportunities for growth. To make questioning a habit, start team meetings with prompts that challenge assumptions about ongoing projects or market conditions. Encourage your team to imagine what your organization would look like if it were designed from scratch today, or how emerging technologies might reshape your approach. These questions plant seeds of creative thinking that, over time, can grow into valuable innovations. The ultimate measure of your leadership is not what you accomplish during your tenure, but what continues to thrive after you move on. Legacy leadership means developing people and systems that outlast your direct involvement. This requires a fundamental shift from doing the work yourself to empowering others to carry forward your vision and values. Most leaders focus heavily on immediate results and short-term achievements. While these outcomes matter, they represent only a fraction of your potential impact. True leadership legacy happens when the people you develop become leaders themselves, creating a multiplying effect that extends your influence far beyond what you could achieve alone. Developing future leaders requires patience and intentional questioning strategies. Instead of just delegating tasks, you ask people what they think the best approach might be, or how they would handle similar situations in the future. These questions build decision-making skills and confidence while revealing areas where additional coaching might be helpful. Legacy-focused questions help you identify and nurture emerging talent across your organization. You might ask, who is ready for greater responsibility, or what kinds of experiences would help promising individuals develop new skills. By taking this perspective, you create development opportunities that prepare others to step confidently into leadership roles when the time comes. This mindset extends beyond individual growth to the culture of the organization itself. You can ask what principles should guide decision-making in your absence, or how teams can uphold high standards without constant oversight. These conversations weave your leadership philosophy into the fabric of the organization, ensuring it endures beyond your direct influence. You can begin shaping your leadership legacy today by holding intentional, development-focused conversations. Schedule regular one-on-ones dedicated not to tasks or performance, but to growth. Ask team members what skills they want to build, what challenges would stretch them, and what opportunities they envision for themselves within the organization. Explore what kind of coaching or mentoring would support them best, and how you can connect them with the right resources. These questions don't just shape careers, they shape culture. By investing in your people today, you create a legacy of leaders who will carry your vision forward long after you're gone. In the end, your true legacy won't be the answers you gave, but the leaders you helped grow through the questions you asked.